Hello, Alondra. I'm so happy to speak with you now because you were just in Stuttgart on Monday with your debut with the Staatsorchester, gave an amazing concert online, unfortunately only. And we're waiting for you next year in Ludwigsburg to have you at the Monrepos Open Air for 3 days, a whole weekend that will finalize our festival, 9 till 11 of July. Please share with us what is like the passion for you for this special concert program.
I'm really happy to get to go to Ludwigsburg Festival next year in 2021 after not having been able to be there in 2020, which was one of my very important engagements. And I'm grateful that we were able to reschedule this and come there and spend a full weekend of music making with all of the lovely audience there. I can't wait, and I'm really looking forward to sharing these beautiful programs with you. We will have Juli singing one of my favorite pieces, the Knoxville by Parra, which is just such a poem about how we see life through the eyes of our own child, inner child. And I think this year has been a year of many, many difficult things, but also a year of reflection, of self-awareness, of really realizing what are we doing and why are we doing it. And in that sense it's been very positive, and that's what this piece is about. We also have Mendelssohn Midsummer's Night's Dream to open this beautiful midsummer concert, and we have Beethoven's Seventh, the beautiful symphony that has so much joy and dance, and this dance element connects beautifully to Danzón Number 2 by Arturo Márquez, a fellow Mexican who composed this incredible piece that has been so relevant to my life and to since I started conducting.
I think especially the Arturo Marquez Danzón Number 2 is a project that leads us also to your social engagement that you just started, which I find amazing. As you know, Alondra, we are a festival for the arts, democracy, and sustainability. And we really invite a family of artists who really take action to change the world. So what did you do with this Danzón Number 2?
Well, first, I'm very happy that this festival has these principles and these values, because it's so relevant to how we should all act. And I salute you all and you as a leader for doing this. It's really, really exactly what you should be doing and what every festival should be doing. The Danzón Number 2 has been special in many times of my life, but in this 2020 with the lockdown, I felt quite unable to contribute because I had no concerts, and I knew that there were many in need for many reasons. But one of the issues that really struggled inside me was the violence against children in Mexico, children and women in Mexico, victims of violence that was already at a very worrisome rate before the pandemic. But when the pandemic hit and the lockdown started, the rate of violence against women and children in Mexico went up considerably. And so I was just thinking of what could we artists do. And of course, the one thing we had was that we were all available suddenly. The very complicated schedules of the major soloists that I know and love were suddenly blank, just as mine. And so to take this opportunity of creating this impossible orchestra, this orchestra that would never otherwise happen, that if it was a normal time would be impossible to have everybody's schedule line up. An impossible orchestra because it's an orchestra of soloists, an impossible orchestra because we could never actually meet in person. So we shot this project in 6 different cities, and no one was ever together, but we wanted to create a project that was high in quality, of the highest standards in sound and video, that would really recreate the feeling of going to an opera house or concert hall and seeing all these amazing artists playing together. And we did this to raise awareness and funds to help women and children. We were able to raise 340,000 euros, and we're still raising because every download of the piece we recorded and every view on YouTube that we get continues to give to the foundations that we're helping in Mexico for this particular task.
This is really, really amazing, Alondra. I have my highest admiration for you and all the participants. That's why we will share it on our platform. We will have a digital stage on our new website that will be launched tomorrow. And well, for me, that's so important for you to know that I think also technically what you did is a miracle, because we all have seen so many simultaneous digital films. This is really highest standard from my point of view. And that's why you can be really proud. But of course, next year, you're gonna play that piece with the Festival Orchestra of Ludwigsburg Festival, and everybody of the orchestra is waiting for you to, with all your passion and temperament, and is also a statement for life and love. You know, we shouldn't forget you added a dance element. Elisa Carrillo, a common friend, she danced on it. She's a prima ballerina of Staatsballett Berlin, and I think that is really a statement, isn't it? I mean, you love dance. Maybe you want to say something about that.
I love dance. I love ballet. And when we were putting together this project, there was the visual element that, of course, you know, watching musicians play is beautiful, but there's nothing like seeing a dancer. And talking to Elisa, who's also Mexican, and we're good friends, we share the same concern of doing something and feeling really tied, like our hands were tied by not being able to do what we do. And so then we also called a good friend and amazing artist, Christopher Wilden, to create a special choreography for this project. And he worked on the rooftops of his apartment in New York, and through Zoom we were able to mount this choreography with Elisa, and so that we had an original choreography and original costume design also from Rebecca Dornhege, another friend. And so it really was like putting all these incredible artists in a concert hall or an opera house to work, but with everything against us. But at the same time, so many things that were easier: people's availability, people's sensitivity, people's generosity. I have a feeling that this situation of being all in struggle, because I think there hasn't been one single person on earth that has not struggled with the pandemic, and artists and musicians especially. That struggle creates creates more generosity, which is incredible, because when people are hurt the most, want to help others the most, and that's amazing to me. And so I'm really grateful to all the musicians who took part, to Christopher, to Elisa, to Marquez, the composer, who actually worked really closely with me on taking some liberties and changing some things in the score to accommodate this amazing soloist that we have. And I cannot wait to go to Ludwigsburg and sharing this beautiful music with all of you and with the musicians
Yeah.
of the orchestra.
And at the end of Saturday, there will be fireworks with a special piece, the Paul Dukas Zauberlehrling. That will be really, then you can really do your miracles. I cannot wait for that.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much.
And of course, as you know, we were planning to work on the clown project with you. That's maybe just something looking into the future that you're preparing. You're such an educator, because your passion of music, and with your own having children, yourself being a mother, I think that you did that already with very young year in New York, where you started your career as a conductor and so much engaged. Maybe you want to share with us, for the last question, how important is this for you to give the knowledge about music, and why you love to do educational projects?
Yes, education has always been part of my musical life. I never saw being a musician separated from being a teacher. I think it's just part of who I am. And yes, since I started in New York, we had a really wonderful education program. In Mexico, I've done several educational programs with orchestras, young orchestras in different parts. Next year, I will start my own festival, which I'm very happy that will happen a bit before your beautiful festival in Ludwigsburg, and we'll have a strong educational program there in a system-inspired program all over the Riviera Maya, helping children and young musicians learn and develop in orchestral playing. I believe orchestral playing is a vital part of any human's development, whether they become musicians or not. It's an amazing space to develop so many values, to develop imagination, to develop the discipline, respect, so many mathematical abstraction,
Yeah.
generosity, so many
I
values
mean,
that I
it's a
feel
universal
are
language. Music is the language that combines all of us. And you know, this gentleman, the composer of the symphony that you will play, I mean, number 7 is one of my favorite of Beethoven. He says us also the art has to make us move, never stand still. I think that is, and I cannot wait to invite you to this courtyard. This is actually our new poster. You were on the first one, and this is now next year. So
Thank you. It's
Alondra,
so beautiful, and I cannot wait to be there. And thank you for putting me on that poster. It's the most beautiful poster that I've ever seen. I know you got awards from it, and congratulations to all of your team who worked so hard on putting this whole thing together, and to not be let down once you fall. You pick yourself up, and you still shine. And I cannot wait to be there with you and all of your colleagues.
thank you, Alondra. I will not let you go before I give you also a wish for that your project, your engagement project, actually, which is so important to be shared by so many people, that it really helps, that the money you raise, I mean, 340,000 euros, it's amazing, a lot of money, that it really goes to help to stop that violence. Because I think like gender equality is one of our major topics of the 17 development goals. It's a shame for all men that this violence happens to women. We just celebrate the year. Every year is the day of violence against women, and that you put awareness on that, or violence against children, is very, very important. It's one of the biggest tragedies. And I think in Corona's time especially, it's increasing. So we have to take the power of resistance. And I take that very much as your passion. Thank you, Alondra.
Thank you, Jochen. Thank you so much.
See you
I
in
really
Ludwigsburg.
thank you.